So we are on the fourth video for Bio1005, the evolution of animals. We're just going to talk about the evolution of primates. I did end video 3 with some of this information, but all you're going to be required to know for the exam is what's on page 4, the human evolution. But for proper context, I'm going to do the evolution of primates here. So, as I said before, the early primates, small mammals that lived in trees. We had limber shoulder joints, eyes in front of our face, excellent hand coordination, extensive parental care. Here is an evolutionary tree showing monkeys, hominoids, and anthropoids. You can see humans are on the end here. Now, it's important to note that this is not the march to the master species. All of these animals live on the planet today perfectly happily. We are just one branch of the tree. This does not mean that we evolved from any of the organisms that are shown here, but that we all had an ancestor 60 million years ago. The first group of primates include the lorises, podos, and lemurs. And just look at these cool creatures. Many of these live in Madagascar. If you've watched that cartoon, you're probably familiar with some of these guys. Tarsiers form the second group. These were once widespread. Now they're only in Southeast Asian islands, and they are definitely in trouble from loss of habitat. If you see the fingers on these things and the eyes, you kind of see where some of the creatures from Star Wars or Lord of the Rings came from, modeled on these guys. Third group, the anthropoids, includes the monkeys. Now we have something called the New World monkeys and the Old World monkeys. And what is this Old World, New World business? Well, the Old World, the people naming them would be the European guys. So they considered the Old World to be that side of the globe, with Europe, Asia, and Africa. The New World, to the European guys, was going to be North America, South America. Apes are going to be the closest relative to humans. Apes include the gibbons, the orangutans, the chimps, and the gorillas. Then we have humans. Humans and apes have shared a common ancestry for the last 5 to 7 million years. The study of human evolution is called paleoanthropology. I want you to know that our ancestors were not chimpanzees or any other modern apes, but that we had a common ancestor. So chimps and humans are divergent branches on that evolutionary tree. In your exam, oftentimes in multiple choice, you come across a thing that says find the false answer or find the true answer, and I give you like 4 statements. This is going to be in there as one of those statements. So if I say humans evolved from chimpanzees, that is the false statement, okay? Because we did not evolve from chimpanzees. We are divergent branches on an evolutionary tree. Human evolution is not a ladder with there's that famous picture where you have on the left side, you have a chimpanzee, and then it gradually stands up to be a human being. Biology teachers absolutely hate that picture because then people think, oh, you're saying we evolved from chimps, and we did not. So we hate that picture. So on your page 4, you have, does human evolution resemble a long ladder of ancestors to reach modern man, or does it resemble a bush of hominids that lived and became extinct. The correct answer there is that human evolution is like a multi-branched bush, and then some of them became extinct. It was not the march to the master species. Upright posture, so this means walking upright instead of using your hands to walk, like some of the modern gorillas. And then an enlarged brain appeared at separate times during human evolution. So your question 4 is going to ask on page 4, which came first, walking upright or a big brain? So we're going to look at that. Before there was the genus Homo, remember the names of organisms have the name genus and species. So if you go domain, kingdom, phylum, and then you end up with genus and species, Homo sapiens is our name. But before they even came up with the genus Homo, there were several hominid species that have gone extinct, but they were walking around the African savanna. So in 1974, in Ethiopia, the fossilized skeleton of Australopithecus afarensis was discovered. They were playing the Beatles song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds when they found this skeleton. So because they were listening to that song, they named the skeleton Lucy. So on page 4, it says, where did Lucy originate? How old are her fossils? Do not tell me 1974. That is not how old she is. So she was in Ethiopia. I would also accept Africa. So if we look, whoa, I'm trying to do a link. Here we go. So we know that Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis, walked on 2 feet because when we found the fossils, there were fossilized footprints right nearby, and there is fossilized footprints of a grown-up right next to walking right besides a youngster. How cute is that? Probably a parent and a child walking hand in hand. So this goes back to 4 million years. So what am I writing on my study guide? I am writing, where did Lucy originate? She came from Ethiopia or Africa, I will accept. How old are her fossils? 4 million years old. Which came first, walking upright or a big brain? Walking upright is 4 million years old. So we started walking before we started doing other things that we're going to talk about here in a second. So walking upright came first. There are some links here. They have now actually found a hominoid called Ardipithecus that's 4.4 million years old. But because Lucy is the most famous, I'm going with knowing more about Lucy than this Ardipithecus skeleton. This PBS pic, I'm not sure if these links still work because I haven't updated them this semester. I always have to check. PBS changes things on me. But this is showing you millions of years ago and the fossils they have found of various hominids. So not all of these are going to be ancestors like our direct ancestors, but we're all on this bush of a tree. This again is showing some more fossils that they have found and how old they are. Ardipithecus, they have drawn this picture 4.4 million years ago. They've also found Ardipithecus in Ethiopia. Just look at those feet. So this species was obviously still climbing places. Wouldn't it be cool though to have that toe, that big toe like that? Then you could like climb. You could probably write with a pencil. I think it'd be cool. Probably have to redesign our shoes, but I think it'd be cool to have like a thumb on your foot. All right, getting closer to the Homo genus now. So Homo habilis was called handyman. He had a larger brain, so stone tools are found with his fossils. So this guy is thinking and he's starting to make tools. So what are we doing here? Actually, that's not in the study guide. So, but the last question, which came first, walking upright or a big brain? Enlargement of the brain is first evident in fossils 2.4 million years ago. So first you have walking upright, and then 2 million years later, you get the big brain happening. So there's quite a long stretch of time before the brains start getting bigger and we start making tools. Homo erectus, a new species. He was the first species to start getting out of Africa, going to other continents. The global dispersal was about 1.8 million years ago. Homo erectus is starting to get taller. He has an even larger brain. And Homo erectus gave rise to the Neanderthals, who have been found in European areas. So the oldest known fossils of our own species, Homo sapiens, were discovered in Ethiopia, and they date from about 160 to 195,000 years ago. So you can pick a number in between there, 180,000 years. So that is the third question on page 4. How old are the oldest Homo sapiens fossils? You could say about 180,000 years old. Where are they located? Ethiopia. I will also accept Africa. I just love this fact because all of the white supremacists out there, Homo sapiens came from Africa. Okay, so just shut up already because we're all from Africa. I think we have completed our study guide. Just some more information, a few more slides. DNA studies indicate that Europeans and Asians share a recent common ancestor. There's lots of, research still going into how humans spread across the planet. Many African lineages represent earlier branches of the tree. One of the cool ways they follow it, they follow the female line through the mitochondrial DNA, because the mitochondria, when the egg is first fertilized, comes from the mother. And then you can follow male lines through the Y chromosome, because only the male has the Y chromosome. So fossil evidence suggests Homo sapiens came out of Africa in several waves, spreading first into Asia, then to Europe and Australia. Interesting things, cultural evolution, if you are taking a class that this could tie into, like anthropology, the primate brain continues to grow after birth, with a period of growth longest for humans. Parents spend longer time with children, and this is how you can start to develop culture. Culture is the social transmission of accumulated knowledge over generations. There is some evidence that some of the other apes are pass on knowledge to their children. Cultural evolution has had 3 major stages. First, where the nomads were hunter-gatherers. They made tools, created art. Then we had the development of agriculture. Agriculture was huge because once you get agriculture, you can get specialization in a group of people. You can say, okay, you guys are going to be the farmers. You're going to grow the food for us. And that means that not everybody is having to gather food all the time. And that gives us time to maybe have these guys develop pottery, or these guys develop making baskets, or taming animals, so that you can split up the chores and develop other things. Otherwise, 24/7, you're basically looking for food. So the development of agriculture is huge for a culture. And then the third is the Industrial Revolution, where you're really starting to make things fast. Clothing, everything that you need, you make it super fast, with the downfall of pollution happening. Cultural evolution made mankind, Homo sapiens, a new force in the history of life. We are changing the world faster than many species can adapt. We go into ecology next. That's our final unit of the class. And we're going to find that the rate of extinction in the 20th century, 50 times greater than the average for the past 100,000 years. So we really do have quite the effect on the planet as a species. Rapid rate of extinction is mainly a result of habitat destruction. We're going to find out how much the human population is exploding and how our spread threatens Earth's ecosystems. And that is the end of Chapter 15, Animal Evolution.